I'm really excited, folks. This is the yellow team. Those of you who are on the yellow team, we come with 28 listings. Green team, real close, 24 listings for the month of March. And this is our bonus call. This is what this is, right? And I brought on Michael from Kado, and he's going to come on and talk to you guys on how to how to present value to the consumer. So without further ado, Mike, I'm gonna get you right into it. Let's do it. Let's go right into it.
Awesome. Well, Danny, I appreciate you, brother, for bringing me on stage here. And I'm excited to get this thing going, folks. You guys are in for a treat. So I'm going to share my screen here. And I don't know, Danny, if you want to record this or not. I'm also going to
This is being recorded, baby. Oh yeah.
I'm going to drop the link. I also emailed it to you, so you can give that password to everyone on this group here. So my presentation, everything I'm going to go over, links and any type of content, all that's going to be part of the presentation. So before we even begin, folks, here, just a little bit about myself here. My name is Michael Lamb. I am the founder of a real estate startup company called Kado. Just briefly about myself here, I built one, in this group here, I'm curious, you can raise your hands or put them in chat window. Are we already using ChatGPT in our business?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, right. I mean, it's crazy how intelligent it is and how mainstream it is. And I always ask that because back in 2016, nobody was talking about this technology, and I built one of the most viral messaging bots during that time. When I say viral, it went in over 100 countries in less than 30 days. And I share that success because I really learned two valuable lessons during my time at GoHire when I built that company. It was how to prove value and how to do it instantly. So we took that and moved over to Kado, and today we're going to talk about how to prove your value, right? And the challenges. And the challenges are this. There's really three core components when it comes to the challenges of proving your values. One is everybody's attention is very limited now, right? And so you really have 10 seconds tops to really make an impression. I get a lot of realtors get their business based off of referrals, but we can't assume those referrals are going to be your business. You always want to have your foot down, step forward on your best look possible. But on top of that, this is the challenge, folks. If you look at real estate in your area, I guarantee you're going to have thousands of people in your area competing. And unfortunately, functionally, realtors do the same thing. So how do you demonstrate that you're different from everybody else? Unfortunately, the media, different startup companies, they attack your commissions. And unfortunately, mainstream media does make it sound like is a realtor's job just to open the door, right? And it's your job and it's our job as marketers to be able to tell people we don't just do that. We help protect the deal. We help secure the deal, right? That's really where the value comes in. So how do you demonstrate the value? Well, there's four key areas here. One, you got to have data, folks, right? You got to be data driven. Don't just assume you're going to win the deal, even if it's a referral. Make sure you have stats that are easily understood. A lot of mistakes I see out there is that realtors will throw all these numbers out, but they're trying to make me a data scientist, right? You guys got to break it down in layman terms on how that's going to benefit a potential buyer and how is it going to benefit a seller. So when you throw those stats out, what does that actually mean to the seller? The information you have to prove your value is, are you up to date on what's newly developed in the local area? Like, what type of information are you providing that the average realtor is not, right? Most average realtors just give you basic market updates and then tell them, call me if you're thinking about buying, selling. That's a very normal way of promoting yourself. What I don't see a lot is realtors go out there and say, hey, we got this new project coming down, Google coming downtown to San Jose. What that is going to do to your homes historically is going to do A, B, C, right? There are a lot of local areas have development websites that tell on the city plans. City plans will tell you the up and coming projects. That's going to affect the real estate market. That type of information is really key. Share that information out. And then, when we talk about showing your track record, It's not, again, you can't just go to any appointment and show up and think that you get the deal, even if it's a referral. Because at the end of the day, you got to prove to them and show them, uh, you say you're the best realtor out there, but what do I see that demonstrates that? So your track record, you need to have something that you can show people immediately that says, I've done this, A, B, C, and here's the proof right here. So what is that proof we're showing, folks? Right? Is that in the form of a video? Is that a form of a resume? Is that a form of a listing presentation? It can be in various different ways, but you've got to have something that it can physically see, right? And then at the same time, this is very important, folks, because I'm personally affected by this, is the personal experience, right? Realtors, I get it. We get busy all the times. Even agents that aren't doing more than 10 deals a year, they still are very, very busy. But here's the thing, folks, the clients don't care, right? And if you're talking to a potential seller, you got to make them feel like they're the only client out there. It's the worst thing you can do in any type of interaction with the client is being too busy for them, or canceling their meetings, or coming late to these appointments. I know what I'm sharing with you is really basic, but I can't emphasize a lot of realtors miss the mark on that. Now, when it comes to the actual um, strategies on how to prove those values, is make sure you give them reports that are easily digestible. I use Altos Research. That's a company you guys. Now, some of you may be in Canada, so I don't think Canada has those type of reports. But there's a company called HomeBot that I love. I've used them. These two companies are really good companies that gives interactive reports, and they're easy on the eyes, and they're easily consumable from a potential seller or a potential buyer. When it comes to building trust, I'm going to say testimonials are key, but where do you put those testimonials? Now, there's Zillow.com, right? There's Yelp.com, and then there's, Google. Now, when it comes to one of the most trusted entities out there, I'm going to say it's Google. So in other words, if I search for your name, what am I going to find? All right, and that's very key. We need to understand that, right? And I'm going to give you this example here. This is a local agent. If I type his name, if you look at it just from the perspective of the first impression, right, is immediately Google is going to show as much information they can find about this person, but Google has a preference to show information that has a Google My Business. So if you don't have a Google My Business, you need to get on that. That's free to do, it's free to set up, and you're going to get that impression. Now, here's what's really important to understand, folks. Your name may not be unique in the world here. And the last thing you would want is somebody with your name setting up a Google My Business, taking your traffic. I hope you understand that, folks, because if you don't have a Google My Business, it's imperative you set that up today. That's free to do. Set up My Google Business, have your name in it so that nobody takes your name. And then a couple of different tips here. I'm going to just focus on this because I'm really big on Google. It has helped our business tremendously in terms of online branding and building out authority. One, put your reviews here. Google, I would say it's a pretty it's a company that I don't believe is going to take over the real estate industry. They're too busy doing so many other things. Not to talk bad of other companies out there that might have different agendas, but Google's agenda is not going to be taking the real estate industry. They have much bigger things they're working on. So this is a great platform to keep your reviews on here. It's trusted, it's trustworthy. They do a good job of knocking out fake reviews. So this is why they have such a strong trust factor. But when it comes to building your online presence and building that trust, one of the things that you can do, actually, this person doesn't have that. Let me get out of this here for a second, and I'm going to give you this guy's profile. This guy does an amazing job. He has, again, Julio Orozco. You just look him up, his name, right away, his Google profile's here. And then what he does a really good job is if the folks in this group here have a website already, right, and you're trying to grow that brand or build some presence, a tip here that a lot of people don't get is this. In Google My Business, you can create posts. Now, these posts or helps indexes, helps ranks your branding. So when you create a post on Google My Business, here's what's going to happen. Every post you make, whether it's a video, just like social media, right? You make a video, you can always have a call to action button that can go to your website. And this is how you can get your site ranked much faster, folks. Google puts a preference onto people that uses their assets, uses their software. So if you're putting your stuff on YouTube, they're going to put a preference on it because who owns Google? Who owns YouTube? Google does. We know video is king in marketing. So if you're going to do video, it's great you're doing reels on Instagram. It's great you're putting them on Facebook, but you got to also put them on YouTube. And when you're using Google My Business and create these posts, here's an example here. This person has a link that says, hey, go to my virtual tour. And Google doesn't really dock you for putting links out. Like, it's not like Facebook and I know Instagram, it limits you on how you can put links on. But if you click on the link itself, it takes you to his own private page about a virtual tour he has, and he does a really good job of stacking the value, talking about this upcoming tour, and then he's able to give real give data. This is him using Altos research. So this is a great example of him to an audience that could be cold, showing that value right there, giving some analytics right here, and be able to give them some information. Now, let me go back here. And talk about, I'll circle back on, I'm already here. So let me show you a little bit on what about YouTube. Now, one of the other tips here that I highly recommend you do when you're leveraging Google and you're putting in social media posts is that when you're making videos and putting them on YouTube, I highly recommend you put your name in the title of your YouTube. So in other words, like if I type in just our company name, Kado, one of the benefits, you see what you just saw, did you just see what happened here? Google is going to put a preference, I said earlier, on videos. And you see here, these are different videos we've done, but our name is attached at the title. And that gets you higher ranking, folks. So when you go on YouTube, I do recommend that you put your branding, your name, what is it that you want to be branded or be known of? Make sure that's part of the title. That might not have to be at the beginning of the title. You can say, top 3 tips to selling for top dollars. And then your name should be at the end of the title. Make sure that's there. Make sure it's part of your description as well. I can't tell you how many times I've seen realtors waste that type of opportunity. They'll just make a video, throw it on YouTube, and they don't even have their branding. They have their channel there, but that's a missed opportunity. Put your branding in the title, put them in the description, and then third, put the link that can go back to your website or go back to the asset, go back to the property page. That should be the workflow. Always, always. If you do that consistently over time, when people search for your branding, your name, those videos are going to get pushed up to the forefront, all the way up to the front of the page. And that's the most expensive part in real estate, when it comes to digital real estate. This is absolutely king and expensive. And to do this, if you're paying somebody. So those tips I just gave everyone, those are true and tried methods that work. And then when it comes to testimonials, folks, Google does it, again, put your testimonials on Google's, but if you can, get the videos of your clients. Here's an example of an agent being able to, he closes on a deal, but he gets his seller to do a quick video and puts it on YouTube. And that's important. Traditionally, we get reviews on and put them on platforms, but not a lot of people will put them on video. And I'm going to show you a quick tip on how do you get a client to give it a video testimonial. Here's the thing. When we get on video, we get nervous. We don't know what to say. And if you give your client enough time, to prepare for a testimonial, they get nervous and they will turn it down naturally. So when you do, what you do is on the day of the closing, congratulate them. They're super happy. Pull out your camera and just ask them, hey, can you say a few things about my service? Don't give them time to prepare, mull on it. Did you make it very raw and authentic? That gets the best type of testimonial because consumers are very smart now, folks. They're very smart. So when you come at them with a highly produced customer testimonial, they already immediately believe it's already set up, it's already planned. But when you do something like this here, and she just, he just asked it right away, can you do a testimony? And she gives it right away. That's assets that's very powerful that now he can give to a potential client. I hope what I'm saying, folks, makes sense. And I hope that's locking in, resonating with the group here. The old way of presenting yourself is going to be, having a little resume, maybe sending some PDF documents about who you are. But where everybody's moving towards is more digital. We've been down this path the past 10 years. Now we're getting to the point with AI really elevating and speeding up the digital adoption in the real estate industry. We're talking about being able to do an instant presentation, be able to visualize what does it mean that you're proving your value? What do you mean you have these testimonials? You've done these past deals. How do I see all that and put it all together? And that's where Kado comes in. I'm going to talk about our product here a little bit here because I think this is important for us to understand and see how this all wraps together. We know today there's going to be a few things we need to talk about. One, we know agents have certain needs, and that's proving value, beating the competition, but there's roadblocks in doing that. And we have solutions that are going to help you prove your value quite easily, and you're going to be able to do it in a way where you're going to be able to win those deals immediately. Now, at the end of the day, what Kado is we are an all-in-one real estate marketing hub that can help you win listings, capture leads, and showcase your value all from one shareable link, all from one link. Now, imagine being able to win a listing early before the appointment, or being able to leverage a smart, intelligent QR code to do sign-ins, to generate leads immediately, or being able to recycle your content in a way that you'll be able to leverage all your past listings to prove your value to a client. At the end of the day, what Kado does is we help prove your value so you can go after these new deals. Now, what's great about Kado and what we're talking about today is you need a solution that is really a full cycle solution. You need something that you don't need a widget that does one thing and then you need to go get another widget that does another thing. Kado is really powerful in the sense that we help you with the lead gen process, but we help you win those listing appointments, those seller appointments, those buyer appointments. And then when you win them, we help you with those sign-ins, promoting the property, expanding your reach through farming, and then generating referrals from the actual closing. How many of us have a workplace or a workflow in place to generate a referral from the closing? We're going to talk about that today. We know agents have to prove value. We know they have to build trust fast. And we know that solutions that are out there need to be affordable. But here's the thing, right? And I'm sure everyone here is experiencing this. If you look at what's out there, they're either way too difficult to use or way too expensive, or both. This is where Kado's going to come in. We make it incredibly easy for you to record a video on the fly, drop it on the site, and then drop your material, the things that you're sending already, into the system so that it looks beautiful on the phone and on the computer. Now, hands down, when it comes to proving your value, Kado will help you win a listing, hands down. If you're competing and you're going to appointments, you got to think about considering using Kado to help you win those listings. But once you win those listings, we don't just stop there. We help you with the QR codes that help create those sign-ins, that helps generate those leads immediately. We help you if you're farming an area, the QR codes that you're using, you swap them with our smart QR codes, you're going to be able to generate leads much more quicker. If you're working with the buyers, you have buyer presentation, client nurturing campaigns. I mean, if you look at what we're doing here is we have over 40 different templates, and 90% of all of it is already done for you the minute you start on a trial with Kado. The 10% is where you need to come in, because as earlier in the presentation, we talked about how important it is to have personalization. And that 10% is you coming in to add your personal touch to it. We're not trying to replace you. We're trying to make you look great. Now, high level, how does this all fit in here, folks? It's this. Typically, if I raise my hand, we're at a networking event, I raise my hand and I say, hey, I'm thinking about selling, or hey, I'm thinking about buying. You're gonna prospect me right away. You're gonna try to set the appointment. And you're gonna try to probably send me some information ahead of time to build a rapport. That's a very traditional way of doing things. A lot of agents actually don't even do that. Well coached agents will do something like this. But it's not going to scream a whole lot of engagements. This is why it's a numbers game. You got to do them at scale. Where Kado comes in is we can take this same workflow, transform it into a video message like you see here, where the things that you're already sending out, you put it in a video message where they see that, they will tap on it, look at the video that you made them, and it's personalized to the homeowner or the buyer, and you're dropping in content as part of that video message. What does that mean? That means you're keeping them further engaged in your branding. You're keeping that 10 seconds, you're stretching it out to 30 seconds, 40 seconds, because now you're not captivating them with a video, but you're giving them things that they asked for or what you recommend they should see. Now, what you put here is entirely up to you. We call them universal tiles here, but they can be proposals, contracts, YouTube videos, presentations, PDFs, you name it. It doesn't matter. If you have it somewhere digitally, you can just drag and drop it into Kado or give us the link online, paste it in, and everything is done for you in that respect. Now, the page itself, we do emphasize video, folks. So if you're already on video and doing video, you're going to absolutely love this. But for the folks that know they should be on video, but there's something holding them back, I understand why, right? One, you don't know what to say. Two, you don't know once you make the video where to put it, where to upload it, how to promote it, right? Kado solves all that because there's no tools needed. You just go on a dashboard, say a quick message to a client, and it automatically uploads it for you. And then when you're sharing the page out, we help you with the whole post, producing the whole post so you can share it on social media. Now, when it comes to lead generation, what makes this product powerful is that you can lead generate off of any material. Okay, so when I say any material, this can be a simple PDF that shows an off-market opportunity, a coming soon, or maybe a CMA, or a link that goes out to your resources. You could put a form on top of it, which is automatic, and you can fully customize it. But this form, once we collect that information, we send a text message to the realtor instantly, email it to the realtor, and it can go into your CRM of your choosing. I'm going to give you this quick example here, and then we'll give some live demonstration and take some calls from the group here. But this is a very common use case, folks. This agent here got an online lead. I believe it was a Zillow lead. It was a seller lead. Got on the phone call, did his normal spiel. He knew he was going to go and compete with other folks. He sets the appointment, and he does the traditional things. He would print out the package, mail it out, drop it off, right? That's a very traditional way of doing things. A lot of top producers do that, right? And that's perfectly fine. They bind it and make the presentation look nice, and they send it ahead of time. We call that a pre-listing, right? But what he does differently is, on top of that, he does a digital pre-listing where he does a little video saying, hey, Joan Barber, it was great speaking with you on the phone call. Down below are the things we're going to go over this coming Saturday, right? But he personalizes to Joseph and Barbara. The photo is actually a Google snapshot of the home. He just snapshot, threw it right on. He does it under 10 minutes. He ends up securing a $1.5 million deal. And what's great about this product is that it's a rinse and repeat process. So his workflow is the next time he goes to another appointment, whether it's a buyer or seller, he just duplicates the page, adds in his own sales data, his comps, his CMA, and he decides if he wants to make a video or not. But he's able to do it very quickly on the next appointment. Matter of fact, he recently went after a $4 million expired listing and he ended up winning it. And then he doesn't stop there. He wins the listing, uses our smart QR code, driving people to an open house page to end up not only closing on a deal, but he ended up even getting a seller lead that wants to sell 2 properties. Now I'm gonna pause here for a second here, folks, because if you did go on Kado.com, you're gonna see this. Unfortunately, it is purely and strictly a invite-only product. You have to join our wait list, and we don't keep it public. This is not designed for the general agent population out there, folks. It's gonna be really for folks that really possess 3 things. One, they already have tools in place, or they have tools, but they need a way to put it all together to leverage. They have content they're pushing, but then they need to be able to reuse and repurpose, right? So they want to streamline that process. They typically do really well on our platform, and they need something super easy to use. When I say easy, this is what I mean easy. If you can take a file on your computer and drag it over to a folder into your computer, you can use Kado. It is designed to be that simple. Third, agents understand personalization is key in their business. So when you understand those 3 things and you believe that's you, you can certainly scan this QR code. This is the listing presentation. If you have your phone handy, I suggest you do that so you can see the phone version. Just imagine your name was Joseph or your name was Barbara and someone did that to you. How would you feel? I'm going to pull it up here on the computer as well so you can kind of see this in action. But it looks great on the phone if you scanned it, and this is what it looks like on the computer, right? It's just him.
Hi, Joe and Barbara. How are you guys?
There you go. He's again, he's just saying, "Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you." There's his name. You can call him if you need to. He puts his presentation. This is what he was formerly. He was printing them out on a package. He doesn't change this. He just keeps the same presentation. He doesn't change it. What he does change is the CMA. He drops the CMA through this method right in here. He loves to demonstrate that he does do video marketing, and the only way to demonstrate it is to show people the video you've done in the past. And this is how he's able to repurpose the past marketing he's done, right? We spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on marketing. How do you reuse that in future opportunities? This is how he's doing that. Right? He already spent the money he sold on the home, but he keeps it on YouTube so that he can go and reuses it at his appointments. Throws in a live market update in the Santa Cruz area, again, giving that data, the analytics, but he doesn't give everything away because he has a net sheet and he does password protect it. So he protects himself from getting this link shopped around. He is competing with other folks. But we bring in his Google reviews and Zillow reviews, help building and establishing the trust, the credibility, all in one experience here, in one page. What he does, which I really love, what he does is he'll lock it up, he'll unlock it at the appointment, and he'll unlock it. He'll go through his normal routine and walk around the house and let the seller speak, right? And he'll talk about the net sheet, and he'll mention that, hey, this was done before me even coming to the home. Now that I've seen the condition, why don't you do this, Joseph? Bookmark this page. And I'm going to go back in my office and I'm going to give you an updated net sheet, and I'm going to give you another one that will give you a suggested higher value because of the renovations I suggest you do. And the realtor will go back, they'll drop those content right in here because this is a live site. He doesn't have to resend the link. He just tells the client, hey, click on the link again, and all that information is going to be there. And what he's doing, when you think about it, he's conditioning the seller to work with him already. So I'm going to pause here, folks. Any questions to what I'm sharing so far, folks? So far, okay, we got some questions here. Do you still need BombBomb? Great questions. A lot of people that have BombBomb end up canceling the service to use Kado. Many times people call us BombBomb on steroids because of the fact BombBomb does a great job making the video, but when they watch the video, there's nothing for the buyer or seller to do afterwards. Whereas in Kado, they watch the video, but then they can call you, they can schedule an appointment, we give you multiple call to actions multiple opportunities for the seller to reach out to you. The more you can do and layer them in, the better it is for you. All right, folks. Any other questions? Hope the group here is liking what they're seeing. Now I'm going to give you an example because I mentioned, how do you win and get more referrals at the closing? I'm going to give you this strategy. It works really great. Let's say go back here. Now, doesn't matter. If you just ask yourself this question, right? Each of you internally, or you can put them on the chat window. How many deals did you close the last 12 months? Just throw those numbers out. So if someone says, I've done 5 deals or I've done 20 deals. Okay. So whatever number of deals you've done the last 12 months, that's the number of instant opportunities you have right now to go get a referral. So in other words, if you've done 7 deals, imagine being able to do this, going back to your client and congratulating them, saying, hey, James, congratulations on the sell or on the purchase of your home 3 months ago. I hope you're fully situated in the home. In case you lost it, here's the HUD statement. Here's the final statement in case you need it for your CPA. It is password protected. Here's how you can change your address. Here's my vendor list. Here's the things that if you need a painter, you need a plumber, here are my top 3 of each, right? To keep yourself compliant, you can give multiple recommendations. But then here's the thing. You're giving them a way to give you a referral through this method. They can give you a referral here. They can give you a referral up top. Either way, they can give you a referral. And if they don't, because they don't know anyone, they can still leave a 5-star Google review. So this is a multifunctional opportunity here. You're giving an amazing experience to a client because you're telling them, hey, congratulations. You're giving them this final statement, which they're going to need. And I don't know how many times it gets lost and buried in emails, and then they'll call you and say, hey, James, can you give me the final statement again? Or they'll ask the title company, and then you just go through this email chain. Why not just put on a page here, and this is the client portal page? And why not give them a way to give you a 5-star Google review? Use your local area that has market reports or market videos, throw that in as a tile, and this becomes a client page. And this is how you keep your clients more sticky to you or keeping them in your loop. It looks like we have a question. Mark, do you have a question for us?
Yeah, man. So
Kaydo,
I'm
Mark.
currently using Kado.
Oh, you
have
are?
been for a few months, and I absolutely love it.
Oh, wow, great.
I do have a question for you though. You've mentioned password protecting it a couple of times. I do not do that.
Okay.
But I would love to, I don't know if I'm getting off topic, so we can touch it after, but I would love to know why you've mentioned it a few times now. So I don't know if I should add it to my system.
Right. So for this use case, you would definitely want to password protect it. The reason behind it is that at the end of the day, this link can, the seller or the buyer might accidentally share it with somebody that should not see this. And if you don't password protect it, well, you're giving that information to somebody that shouldn't see it. So to protect yourself and to protect your client, you can prevent access to this. Right. And so that way, when you're giving, so typically these password protections work well when you're giving it to a client. Right.
Okay.
Or you're creating an entire page like what I've done here. What you're seeing here is actually a Kado page. And everything that I've discussed today, I put them in different links so that later Danny's going to be able to send this link out to everyone. But if you look at when you go and click on the link, I've actually password protected the whole link. The reason why I do that is because, one, I don't want the group here to get distracted looking at those links when I'm presenting. As a presenter, you never want that. 2, I don't want this link being shared out on social media. Because Kado is a private product. It's not meant for public consumption. If you went on Google, you're not going to see a demo of Kado, actually. We hide a lot of these things. So this is why we keep it secure. On your end, why you would want to is maybe you have a whole page that has off-market opportunities, right? Or upcoming developments, right? Different tiles that links out. But the whole page, you don't want them to have access. You only want to give them to your clients, your investors, right? But you're not trying to lead gen on them because they're your clients. So don't lead gen on them. Just hey, Sarah, this is my private list of coming soons or new developments that are happening. It is password protected. I give this just to my clients, so you give that to them. It makes them feel special. Makes them feel like I have something that the public doesn't have. So that's why you would do that.
Okay. No, that's fantastic. You brought up a few good points there too, because I'm using it for listing presentations and buyer guides. I didn't even think of using it as landing pages for, like you've mentioned quite a few things. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'm very happy I joined this.
Yes, yes. Danny's the guy, man. He's the one that brought me on. So the kudos to get Danny for inviting me to this group here.
Oh my, I got a question for you, Michael.
Yeah.
You mentioned the congratulations portal for the client. Now, if I was to send out, let's say, a pre-listing package to them, I get the listing, I would create a whole separate landing page for the listing.
Yes.
I'm just curious. The first initial pre-listing package, could I then convert that into a client portal? Could I start adding
Absolutely.
pieces to it and saying, hey, here's the activity on your home, here's what's happening, and then, oh, here's the documents now, we got an offer, everything's accepted, and we keep moving forward. So can pieces be added to as they're moving forward?
Super perfect question, Danny, because you're right. Once you do the listing presentation, when it comes to streamlining, once you win that deal, this page now can be the client portal, which then you can password protect the whole site now, and then you would remove all of these things and throw in the things that like documents that they need to sign or review. You can throw in different offers that comes through. You have 5 different offers, throw them all in here, password protect the whole thing so that now they can easily view. I mean, that when you talk about offers, so I'm an investor. I do residential and commercial. And so one of my biggest pet peeves, my agent does this. He should be on Kado, but he's not. But he's brought me an incredible deal, so I'm not willing to lose that relationship. But he's a commercial agent, and one of the things that I like to look at is I'm looking at triple net lease investing, and he's sending me in an email 5 different offering memorandums. Think of them like CMAs for residential.
Or
Then he gives me 5 different cash flow analysis in one email. You can imagine how crazy I have to keep clicking around and then after that, the next day I get 30 other emails that gets buried, and then I lose all that. So I tell him, why aren't you using Kado and make it easy for me? Let me give you a quick, because I think this is really relevant for both residential and commercial, is make it easy for your clients. Let me just quickly show you what I mean by this. All right. Let's see here. There we go. Let me pull this one up. So this is what I mean. My realtor, not to put him on blast or anything, but he is sending me in an email 10 attachments. So this is a way you can put this in Kado. He sends me all of these deals, the Burger King deal, the KFC deal, and he gives me the OM, which is what I want as an investor. I need to see that first before I even make a decision to do a LOI or not. And then he gives me a cash flow analysis. So he pairs them together, so it makes it easy as an investor to take a look at everything, which I love what he does. He does this for me. I don't have time to do this. But if he put them in this format, now I can bookmark this. And what Rich can do is when he finds more deals, just like what Danny is saying, throw those new tiles in, throw them in so that when I'm looking at it, I might want to go back 3 weeks ago and look at this Burger King deal, see if it's still available. I don't have to ask, Danny, hey, can you go find me that deal again? It's actually here, and we can both get on a call and look at it together. You see how this is going to make your lives much easier now by putting them all in one experience, and it's like it keeps track of all the documents all in one page.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah, Mark, you got another question?
Yeah, sorry, you're gonna trigger a few things. So, okay, so I personally don't put a CMA. Like, I like to sit down at the table, go over that. I don't want to put all my eggs in a basket before I go to my client's meeting,
Smart.
right? But I didn't know, and I just want to make sure I get it clearly. So I can now leave my listing presentation, and rather than sending them a big email full of a whole bunch of jargon, I can literally just throw all my paperwork in ChatGPT, make a nice little presentation with a little graph, and then I can add it to the Kado after the fact.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you can, and when you're emailing it to them, this is what they see in the email. It's like the
Yeah.
bomb experience. But when they click on it, you can give them the CMA, but prevent access. Put a password on it so that they know, hey, we're gonna go over this in person, but you gotta wait until we come in person, and then you unlock it at the time, or you give them the password afterwards.
So can I didn't know I could edit after the fact. So
Yeah.
if so obviously I do my video, you know, hey, Michael, it was great speaking with you on the phone. Looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Here's my presentation with all my documents. We'll talk to you then, right? So that's
Yes.
my initial meeting. So
Mhm.
now I've just left your house. We had a
Yeah.
fantastic, sorry, I'm getting excited.
No, I get it.
Meeting. And so now can I update that video and be like, hey, Michael, it was great to talk to you today. I've added that CMA in here so you can check it out and etc. I can do that?
Absolutely. You go back and edit it. The link doesn't change, but when they view it again, it's going to have the updated video you just put in there. So you can
Oh, cool.
you can routinely update on a weekly basis. Hey, James, I just want to give you an update on the status of the housing market. You make a generic video, right? And then you can update it on the pages. You can have one in Kado, you can design it in this way, folks. I think you guys are gonna love this part. Let's say you have 20 clients you're working with, and over the years you built that up to maybe 20 to 50 clients. Okay, so but you might have, like, let's say 5 active at a given time, but you have 45 clients that you've done already, right? You can have a tile here. It's a one tile that says current market analysis. Okay, but you have 50 clients and you made 50 pages. Okay, so just follow me here, folks. You made 50 pages, 50 client pages, but you have one tile. Each of those client pages has one tile that says market housing report. You can record one video, update one tile, and it will update all 50 pages instantly. So now you just email your database, hey, and send out a blast email to your clients. Hey, I just updated your page with the current housing market analysis. But you didn't do anything to those pages. You just updated one tile. That's the power of Kado, folks. That's the power of Kado. You start building these client pages out. You make a tile that becomes the current update tile. You make one change, and I can certainly demonstrate that if the folks are interested. That's a bit, it is, I can surely show you how you would do that. But you can see, you know, uh, you know, in terms of saving you time, right, and be able to just get that mass reach instantly. This is what we're talking about.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Any other questions, folks? I do want to just kind of just glance over, folks. You can see Kado is not just for listing presentations. This is what I will also pause here for a second, because you're gonna get excited just like Mark on Kado, and it can also be very easily overwhelmed, because for me, sometimes I feel like a kid at a candy store. I want everything because I have a big sweet tooth, right? So I'm trying to get everything, but then you got to slow down and pace yourself. So focus, if you're on our platform or you decide to join and start the 14-day free trial, we'll talk about pricing shortly. Start with one tactic that you're going to do consistently. So if you get appointments, then just focus on the listing presentation. Get that nailed down, get that workflow going, and then you move on to the opportunities that we have down here, right? You can use it for referrals. You can use it to go out, do market updates. We have holidays all mapped out. If you're on commercial, we have home anniversary. I mean, we have over 40 templates. Don't go try to do all of them. Just focus on one thing and make sure you do that really well and move on to the next opportunity. And as you build that muscle, you build on to other opportunities. By the time you're, 6 months in Kado, you're going to have like multiple landing pages that are out there in the market working for you. Right. And when I say multiple pages, we're talking about a potential having a page for sellers, a page for those looking to upgrade, do 1031 exchanges, people that are relocating, people considering moving into your area. You might do a highlight on a specific community, right? And you have all the restaurants there. I mean, when you think about it, it's unlimited in terms of opportunities. But I know we're running out of time here, folks. Let me switch over, talk about pricing, because I'm sure the group here wants it, and then we can circle back, and if we need to, we can go do some live demonstration, and I can show you how incredibly easy it is to put one of these pages together. But when it comes to pricing with Kado, we keep it true to what we say. It's affordable. Costs less than a cup of coffee a day if you're on the $39 a month plan. We don't put you on a contract. We don't believe in that. We want you using our product and we want you loving it. If you aren't, we want you canceling immediately. There's no need for you to be on the platform. But it's $39 a month. There's a $199 activation fee. You get 10 of these pages active in a given month. So what does that mean? You can do 10 listing presentations, 10 open houses. It's 10 pages active in a month working for you. And once you go beyond 10, you can turn them off to make more. We don't limit how many you can make. You can only have 10 actively promoted online. Now, naturally, you're going to get really good at this and you're going to start winning business. I promise you, you're going to start winning business in Kado and you're going to want to recycle what you've been doing and you want those pages active. So you're going to want to naturally upgrade to the bigger plan, gives you more capacity, and eventually you'll work your way to the unlimited site. By the time you're here, I mean, you're balling. By the time you're here, you have a good flow, you got a good pipeline, and you're just crushing it. It just becomes truly an unfair advantage at that point once you get there. And then in terms of like the difference in these packages, mainly is the capacity, right? You have more sites, but then you can white label your domains. You can import your domain in. You can make Kado your whole website. We have agents do that. If you're on a website that you're paying hundreds of dollars, I want you to ask yourself, how many deals did it bring you? Right? A lot of times agents will say, well, I don't know, I paid $200 a month for 3 years, got nothing out of it, but I do it because it looks beautiful. And I'm going to tell you, beautiful doesn't close deals. It doesn't, right? It's all about adding value, proving it out, and doing it instantly. When you can do that, that's half the battle right there, folks. Any questions on pricing? Hope that's clear. All right. Well, I still have extra time. I got 10 minutes left here, folks. Anyone want to see anything else? I can certainly go right into just doing a quick demonstration how to put together a listing presentation so you can see how easy it is, or answer other questions, strategies, and tactics. Oh, before I forget, let me show you this tactic I absolutely love. In this group here, put them in the chat window. Are we using QR codes, folks? I hope we are. There's some of them are, some of them not really. Okay, if there was anything positive out of COVID, which there's practically nothing positive about it, but if there was one, it's going to be the adoption of QR codes. Okay, because QR codes been around for a long time, but they have risen, have dramatic adoption since COVID, and I'm going to tell you, it is getting phenomenal results. But you need to have a strategy behind it. So here's what I'm talking about. Our customers are using QR codes this big. Have anyone seen them this big in your market? Because I gotta tell you, it gets a lot of attention, folks. A lot of attention. It's just hard to miss. People are curious. They'll scan it, and because our company, our community is private, we don't share this strategy out there publicly. Other people copy it. They do the same thing in their area. Sometimes some communities don't even let you put your rider sign out there. So what they'll do is they'll put a QR code just like this to get them to the pages. This agent here, he never uses QR code, hasn't. You can see from his rider sign, but when he heard about what we offered, he copies that, does a QR code. This here is me across the street taking a photo. I can scan the QR code across the street. He ended up double ending the deal and getting a listing out of it. It works, folks. Other folks do the same thing. They put them QR codes. I suggest make them huge, make them big, get them scanning the QR code. And when you're farming, you're doing postcards. The traditional way of doing postcards is this. Scan here or call me for your home value. Every realtor does that. I don't know, my home, I get farmed all the time by different realtors and they all have the same messaging. So very easily, I just like look at it and throw it away. Here's how this agent does it differently. When you look at his postcard, can you see the difference here? How it's already different from most realtors? He puts an image here letting you know there's a video behind this QR code. And when you scan it, it's actually him saying, hey, thanks for scanning my QR code. I helped sold this home for over $100,000 asking because of my strategy. And when you go to his page, it will take you directly to, like, matter of fact, let me pull up his page. I think I remember it. This is one of his pages. He has a page full of his best performing transactions. This is him recycling his marketing. But that QR scan, if you scanned it, it goes to this specific tile, or it goes to this specific page, I'm sorry. And this was an open house page. He just changes it up, says now sold, keeps it active, working for him, tells the story of the sale. He keeps all of his photos there. So this is him recycling all the money he spent on those photos. He never gets rid of this page. It keeps it always active. And that's how he's able to share the story of his sale. And when it comes to lead gen, he doesn't give away his strategy. You want that? You need to fill this out. If you don't, that's fine. He's getting the impression. He's getting the views from people who are interested in what he has to say. Hope that makes sense, folks. All right.
Hey, Michael, thank you so much. This was awesome. I'm just going to stop the share there. Perfect. Hey, thank you for coming on. I hope you guys got some value. I know I got some value here. From what I understand, number one, data-driven insight, right? Number two, exclusive knowledge. Number three, verified track record. And number four, personalized experience. And Kado definitely does that. So Michael, thank you for being on. Hey, again, congratulations to the yellow team and to the green team. You guys are awesome. I'm away for 2 weeks. I will be sending you guys this recording. I will be sending you the password for you guys to take a look at Kado. And if you have any questions, please reply back. Let me know if I have any questions now. Lots of good tips. Yeah, don't see any Kado to the extent. Oh, you don't use it. Yeah, don't worry, Marco. We're going to work on that. I get you going. And Michael did some great ideas, great tips. Thank you again. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. Talk to you guys real soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Danny. Thank you, guys. You've been great.